Good. All right, appreciate everyone for joining us for Coach Smith's weekly press conference. We'll get started with an opening statement from Coach, and then we'll open it up for questions.
Hello, everyone.
Good morning, Coach.
Just starting out, I'm super proud of our effort on Saturday. Not only did we win, but we played with an identity of, Penn State football. It was complimentary football at its best, and we are going to continue to build off of that. Last week, I gave the team 4 key points of emphasis. We delivered on all 4 of those. They were dominating the line of scrimmage, playing with passion and pride, get Nick and Kron a combined 30-plus touches, and then pressuring the quarterback. With the 30-plus touches, Nick and Kron had 45 touches for 268 yards, and then the pressure on the quarterback, obviously we had 5 sacks. Offensively, positives, we had 0 turnovers. We were physical and explosive in the run game. We had an explosive pass touchdown, and then we had back-to-back fourth quarter drives. The one drive was 9 minutes and 5 seconds without throwing the ball, so those were big time for us. Room opportunities for growth on offense. Our third down was not good enough. We have to make sure we're better on third down and stay on the field. Defensively, positives. We have a goal. Last week was 5 or less explosives. We hit that. They only had 4 explosives against us. Pressured the quarterback, and we ended up with 5 sacks. And then third and fourth down dominance. I think they were 1 for 12, if I'm not mistaken. So that was good. Rooms for growth. Obviously, the first play of the game, the kid went for the long touchdown run. We got to get that fixed and take those explosives off the board. And then the roughing the quarterback penalties, we got to get that cleaned up. And how our guys can tackle the quarterback, that's just a different deal nowadays. Special teams, Coach Lustig continues to do a great job with those guys. We blocked another kick. And then our sky punt hit was good. We pinned them down on a punt as well inside the 5, I think it was. Opportunities for growth, we did have the 1 penalty, so we'll get that cleaned up. Our offensive player of the game was Kron Allen. Defensive player of the game was Denied Dennis Sutton. And our special teams player of the game was Denied Dennis Sutton as well with his block punt. I'm really excited to be hosting Nebraska Saturday night at Beaver Stadium. I thought our fans were incredible at their last home game. I'm really looking forward to our fans showing up and supporting our team on Saturday night. It's a primetime event. Hoping for the same passion that we had at the last home game. We're going to recognize 30-plus seniors this Saturday, a group that's done so much for Penn State football and our community. This is a chance for our fans to celebrate these guys, and I'm really excited to make this a night that reflects everything that Penn State stands for. Thank you. Questions?
Good start with Rich Garcella, followed by Neil Riddell.
Thanks, Greg. Good afternoon, Terry. How are you?
I'm doing good, Rich. How you doing?
I'm good. You mentioned the seniors and their last home game. What has this class of 22 meant to the Penn State program and brand?
Yeah, they've been incredible for us. There was a 3-year stretch that I think we had the most victories in a 3-year stretch in our history. These guys have really transformed the expectation for Penn State football. And as we move forward, they've set the standard. Just a tremendous group of young men, and super proud that we can go out here at Beaver Stadium on Saturday night and pay tribute to these guys and hopefully get a victory for them.
Let's go to Neil Riddell, followed by Bob Flounders.
Hey, thanks, Greg. Hi, Terry.
Hey, Neil.
Pat Kraft said you would be considered a candidate for the job. Can you say whether you've had a formal interview or will have And can you touch on the support that you've received from the Penn State community?
Yeah, I haven't had any talks in regards for the head coaching position. The way I see it is my interview is every day that I'm operating in this seat. In regards to the support from the community, it's been amazing. Every avenue from alumni, lettermen, family, friends, community. The support has been amazing.
Let's go to Bob Founders, followed by Mark Wogenrich.
Terry, how are you doing?
Good, Bob. How you doing?
I'm good. Terry, you mentioned Nick and Kron, a couple of seniors. You mentioned Senior Day. I don't want to be Captain Obvious here, but one of your seniors, Kron Allen, is chasing history, the all-time rushing record. Do you want your team, your players and your coaches, he's got a lot of seniors blocking for him. Do you want your team and your players to embrace his pursuit, or are you worried that might detract from the focus of winning the last two games?
Yeah, obviously, the most important goal is to win the game. But we do know in our keys to victory every week is for Kron and Nick to touch the ball. And if they're touching the ball, that means we're going to get closer to that goal. I want nothing more than for him to have the opportunity to break the goal. But it's paramount for us to get him the football, for us to have success. So they work hand in hand, and hopefully he can get it.
Let's go to Mark Wogenrich, followed by Frank Bodani.
Hey Terry, how are you?
Good, Mark.
Wanted to take you back to 2013. Might have been December of 2012. How did that process come about of Matt hiring you on his first staff at Temple? What was Matt's role like then, and what brought you to Temple to work with him?
Yeah, that was kind of a unplanned hiring, I guess. Back then I was the head coach at Gateway High School and the athletic director there. Matt Rule came in to recruit one of my players, and long story short, I had a past player of mine that went to Ohio State, and he came back to visit me. He was going through some life-changing decision making, and so I'm sitting there talking, discussing, blah, 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 whatever. Matt Rule sitting there listening to the conversation, and long story short, Matt appreciated my care for my player at that point, and we just had a discussion, and a day later he offered me the job. So it was a tremendous opportunity for me to grow from high school to college, and I'm thankful for that. I appreciate Matt for taking a chance on me. I'm thankful for our relationship.
Let's go to Frank Bodani, followed by Mike Gross.
Hey, good afternoon, Terry. Hope you're doing well.
Thanks, Frank.
Yeah. Kron, all your time at Penn State as a player and coach, what's unique about him? What's special about him from other running backs you've seen, you've coached? And how has he handled the season? I mean, how have you seen him even develop this as the season's going on this last year?
Yeah, Kron is, as a person, he has transformed himself. As a freshman, maybe early in his sophomore year, Kron wasn't a very friendly guy in the building. You had to really pull words out of him. He has matured tremendously. Now, he's always been an extremely hard worker, and he's always been super talented. But now you just see more personality out of him. He's a leader. We got a bunch of young running backs in the room that, he leads those guys. And he's stepping into a role that's been a little bit different for him this year. Really, since I took over, he's been the focal point. And, up until this point, he shared that role. So he's embraced it, he's answered it, and just looking for him to continue to keep getting better and just making self-improvements each week.
Last question from Zoom, Mike Gross.
Good afternoon, Terry. How are you?
Good. How you doing, Mike?
Good, thanks. As opposed to like a month ago roughly a month ago when you became a head coach, and it would have been kind of overwhelming for anybody for the circumstances in which you became a head coach. Can you talk about a little bit in the time since then, how you've sort of learned how you could do this job and how you could make it work for you and maybe could envision yourself being a head coach down the road?
Yeah, each day I'm learning more and more. I'm learning what each department handles, how they go about their business, how it affects us. I think the most important thing that I've learned is keep the main thing the main thing. You guys are all in this room because of what we do on the football field. And so that's the main thing. I've tried to portray that message to our locker room. We recruit a certain type of kid here, so those guys understand what it means to play for Penn State football. I think in the last few weeks, you've really seen a different approach or style of play, and these guys have embraced it. After the game Saturday, our entire O-line came to the presser, and that's our identity now. We're going to run the football, and those guys are embracing that, and it's just a mentality that we're going to carry here. I'm looking forward to us, coming out this weekend and establishing the line of scrimmage again. Thanks.
Mark?
Hey, Terry, thanks for your time.
Thanks, Mark.
Darius played a lot of football for you on Saturday. Could you size up how he did after looking at film? And I think we're a little surprised to see him in the media room. That hasn't been the case with true freshmen. Is that a policy change or just something you're comfortable with that particular kid?
Yeah, Darius is playing extremely well. He played the most snaps of any corner on the team, which is a tribute to him. Really coming into his own, part of our freshman movement. He's the guy that's going to be important to our future, and he continues to make big play after big play. The moment's not too big for him. He's a super mature kid. As far as the policy, it's just a case by case. He's very mature. He can handle it, and I thought he did a nice job with it.
Over on the right, Audrey.
Hey Terry, how are you? Obviously Saturday night was such a big moment. We've seen the videos afterward in the locker room, that kind of thing. Did you hear from, who's the most surprising person maybe that reached out to you to congratulate you? And have you had any communication with James, obviously, since taking over and trying to figure this whole thing out in the past month?
Yeah, my phone, I have two phones. Each phone had about 500 text messages on it. Plus direct messages was like another 500 or 600, so it was really busy. I've been reached out to basically every person I've ever known in my entire life. People are super proud of me, and it's just I get, it's very humbling for me. I apologize. It's just humbling. Sit in this seat. There's so many people in my life that speak life into me. And they all reach out.
And I'm just so blessed. God has been so good to me through everything in my life. I have the opportunity to be the head coach at Penn State. I don't think anything has made me or my family happier than this opportunity. I'm thankful for all my friends, my family, my supporters. Saturday was, I can't even tell you how I felt. I've never been lifted off the field in my career. This is a great moment. I'm sorry, I apologize.
John.
Terry, you mentioned Penn State specifically. Why does this place in this specific job at this school mean so much?
My dad graduated in '68. It's all we know. I'm from a small town called Aliquippa, Pennsylvania. And it's not a very nice place. And my dad, through his education at Penn State, moved us to the other side of Pittsburgh, to Monroeville, Pennsylvania. And he gave us a better life because of his education here. And it taught our entire family about possibilities in life. And you can be whatever you want to be. And this place has done so much for me and my family. I think we have 9 or 10 family members that have Penn State degrees. I have, I think, 3 that are students now, family members. This place is special, it's amazing. It's you know, I just want to give back to it. I just want to make sure I'm holding my end up of the bargain and putting out a team that everyone can be proud of.
We're here on the right, Tyler.
Hey, Terry, I don't think Zeki has missed a snap on defense in the last 5 games. Can you talk about what he's meant as that Iron Man, and additionally the way you've seen him, grab a hold of this opportunity as a senior?
Yeah, Zeki's been special all year. He's very consistent. We know exactly what we're going to get from him. He's an outstanding tackler, cover guy. He can play in the box. He can play up in the post. He's such a sound football player. And he's an amazing kid. If you get to know him off the field, very humble himself, family guy. But his stability on the back end has really stabilized us the last few games. I thought the secondary played outstanding this past Saturday. We just continue to look for his guidance and leadership.
We're in the back right. Max?
Hey Terry, thanks for doing this. You mentioned being carried off the field was a first for you. I think.
Do you want me to cry again?
I was just gonna say I think Nick Dawkins gave you a game ball afterward in the locker room too. As you said, this team could have packed it in a while ago, and they haven't, and got you that first win. I guess what was that moment like, and what has this buy-in been like for you?
Yeah, the buy-in's been awesome. I'm gonna give you this example, and this speaks volumes for this locker room. One of our older guys has something going on the week of December 5th, 7th, whatever that weekend is. Season's over, right? Maybe possibility of a bowl game, hopefully, whatever. And he's asking me, Coach, when we win these 2 games, will we have practice that weekend? Because I have this family event that I don't want the conflict. So he's already speaking that he's going to play when we're in a time of opt-out. We're in a time where guys can easily walk away. This is one of our veteran guys that if I said his name, you're like, whoa. That speaks volumes to this locker room. Like, these guys are dialed in, they're playing their hearts out. there is no dissension. There is no guys looking the other way. And they got their first taste of victory in a long time, and they enjoy it, and they want to experience it again.
Over here on the right, Daniel.
Terry, you talked about the offensive line and having this identity of running the ball moving forward. You mentioned all 5 of them coming into the post-game media room. It seemed like Saturday was a bit of a weight off their shoulder, I think, and how they played, how they closed that game. What has stood out about that group and how they've handled, I think, a season that might have fallen short of some expectations, and how they're approaching this final stretch?